Good morning, students. In the last lecture of the object-oriented programming, we learned the basic concepts related with the inheritance. We know that the inheritance is the capability of a class to derive a properties and characteristics from another class is called as inheritance. The inheritance is the one of the most important feature of the object oriented programming because the inheritance feature provides the code reusability. That means once any code is defined in a one class, then by using the inheritance concept we can reuse that same code into the another class. That means the inheritance is an mechanism of deriving a new class from an old class. This is called as inheritance. There are two terms that are related with the inheritance, that are the subclass and the superclass. Subclass means what? The class that inherits the properties from another class is called as subclass. The subclass is also called as derived class or a child class. And there is another one concept, that is a superclass. Superclass means what? The class whose properties are inherited by the subclass is base class or a superclass. The superclass is also called as the base class or the parent class. These are the two terms related with the inheritance concept, that are the subclass and superclass. This is an basic introduction related with the inheritance. Next, we will see the different modes of inheritance. There are different access specifiers present in the C++ language, that are the public mode, protected mode and private mode. These are the three visibility modes or the access specifiers used in the inheritance concept. Let's see one by one. Public mode. The public mode defines if we derive a subclass from a public base class. Then at that situation, the public member of a base class will become public in the derived class and protected members of the base class will become protected in the derived class. This is an public mode. This is an public access specified used in inheritance. Next one is the protected mode. If we derive a subclass from a protected base class, then both public member as well as protected members of a base class will become protected in the derived class. This is an protected mode in an inheritance. Then last mode is an private mode or private access specifier. This mode define if we derive a subclass from a private base class, then both the public member and the protected members of a base class will become a private in the derived class. This is an private mode. There are three modes used in the inheritance, that are public mode, protected mode and last one is the private mode. Now we will see what are the different types of inheritance present in the C++. There are 5 types of inheritance present in C++. In a object-oriented programming, it is possible for a base class to have one or many derived classes. and for one derived class to have one or many base class. And depending on that number, the different types of inheritance are formed. This gives us different forms of inheritance that are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. These are different types of inheritance present in the C++. First type is the single inheritance, next multiple inheritance, next hybrid inheritance, next multi-level inheritance, and last one is the hierarchical inheritance. Now we will see each type of inheritance with examples. First type of the inheritance is the single inheritance. What is an single inheritance? In a single inheritance, a class is allowed to inherit from only one class. That means one subclass is inherited by one base class only. That means in a single inheritance, a class derived from one base class only. This means that there is only one derived class from one superclass. Let's see this example. In this example, this is an single inheritance because here is an one base class and one derived class. Here derived class is derived from only one base class. Here base class is the class A, and from that class A we are deriving a new class, that is a class B. This is the example of single inheritance because here is an only one base class is there, and from that base class we deriving a single derived class. So this is called as single inheritance. The syntax for defining a single inheritance is that first we want to use the class keyword. After the class keyword, we want to give the subclass name. That means a derived class name. And after that, we use the colon, and then after that, here we are specifying the access mode, that is either public mode, private mode, or the protected mode. And after that, here we are specifying the base class name. Then after that, in this definition, we are writing the subclass body. This is an syntax for defining a single inheritance. In short, in a single inheritance, a class is allowed to inherit from only one class. That is, one subclass is inherited by one base class. That means in a single inheritance, there is an one single base class, and from that base class we are deriving a single derived class. Let's see one program for the single inheritance. See this program. This program demonstrates the concept of single inheritance. In this example, there is an one base class. That base class name is an vehicle. Here, vehicle is an one base class. Then after that, the class definition is written here. Base class vehicle definition is written here in opening and closing curly bracket. In that, public access specified is defined. In that public mode, here the constructor for that vehicle class is an created, and in that constructor definition there is an one message is displayed, that is this is a vehicle. This is an base class. Here one base class is an created, that is the class name of that base class is an vehicle, and in that vehicle class definition there is an one constructor, and in that constructor definition we are simply displaying a one message, that is this is a vehicle. Then after defining the base class, here one derived class is written. One derived class definition is written. Here a subclass is derived from one base class. Here one subclass is derived from one base class. How to define a derived class in a single inheritance? First, we are using a class keyword. After the class keyword, here we want to write the name for the subclass or the name for the derived class. Then after that, we are using the colon operator. Then after the colon operator, here we are specifying the mode, that is either public mode or private mode or protected mode. Here we are specifying the public mode. Then after that we want to give here the name for the base class. Here the name for the base class is an vehicle, and in this example we are creating a subclass, that is a class. Then after that, in that class definition, here we want to write the body for the subclass, that is a car. Then after that, here we are writing the main function. In the main function, we are simply creating the object. Here we are creating the object of a subclass, that is a car class. Car class is an our subclass. That subclass inherits the properties of a vehicle class, that is a base class. So here we are creating the object of a subclass, that is car and object obj. Obj is an object for a subclass car, and then after that return 0. When we are creating the object of a subclass, then it invokes the constructor of a base class, because we are defining the constructor in a base class. This is an example of a single inheritance in which there is an one base class, that is a vehicle, and in the base class we are defining a constructor. Then after that base class definition is completed, we are writing here a subclass. How to define a subclass? First we want to use the class keyword. After that we are given here a subclass name. Then we are using a colon operator, and after the colon operator, here we are specifying the mode of inheritance, that is either a private, public or protected. Then after that we are write here, or we are specifying here the base class name. Then after that, here in opening and closing curly bracket, here we can write the class body or class definition. Then after that, in this program we are writing a main function. In a main function we know that in a main function we are writing we are creating a different objects. Here we are creating a object of a subclass, because a subclass inherits the properties of a base class. When a subclass object is created, then the subclass will invoke the constructor that is defined in a base class. That means when you are going to execute this program, then it will provide the output as this is a vehicle. Because when we are creating a object, our execution always starts with a main function. In the main function, we are simply creating a object of a subclass. When we are going to create a object, then it copies the properties of a base class, and in the base class definition we are creating a one constructor that is a vehicle, and in that constructor definition we are simply defining, or we are simply displaying a message that is a this is a vehicle. So the output gets display this is an vehicle message. Here it is an single inheritance because it contains only one base class and one derived class. One base class, that is a vehicle, and there is one derived class, that is a car. So this is an example of single inheritance. In this example, the subclass car is derived from a base class vehicle. So the subclass contains all the functions, properties of the base class. This is an single inheritance. Now we will see there is another type of inheritance that is called as multiple inheritance. What is an multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is a feature of C++ where a class can inherit from more than one classes. That is, one subclass is inherited from more than one base class. That means in a multiple inheritance, there are multiple base classes and one derived class. There is an multiple base classes are exist and there is an only single derived class. This representation is called as, this type of inheritance is called as multiple inheritance. In this example, see this example demonstrates the concept of multiple inheritance. In the multiple inheritance, in this example, there are two base classes, class B and class C. And from that class B and C, we are deriving a single class, that is a class A. That means in a multiple inheritance, there are multiple base classes, multiple parent classes, and there is an only one child class and only one derived class. This type of inheritance we called as an multiple inheritance. The syntax for defining the multiple inheritance is, first we want to use the class keyword. After that class keyword, here we want to use the subclass name. After the subclass name, there is an colon operator. And after the colon operator, we want to specify the access mode, that is private or public or protected. We know that there are three visibility modes present in C++: public mode, private mode and protected mode. Here we want to specify one of the mode. Then here is an base class 1, means here base class first name, and then again we want to specify then after that here is an comma, then after that comma here we want to specify again the access mode for another base class, that is a base class 2. Then after that we are write here the body of a subclass. Here we are writing the body of a derived class. Here in the multiple inheritance, the number of base classes will be separated by a comma, and the access mode for every base class must be specified. Here, multiple classes are separated by the comma and the access mode is defined for the every base class. This is an multiple inheritance. Let's see the example for the multiple inheritance. This program demonstrates the concept of the multiple inheritance. Here, in this example, there are two base classes that are vehicle and four-wheeler. And by using these two base class, we are deriving a subclass that is a car. So, this is an example of multiple inheritance. In the multiple inheritance, there are multiple base classes and only one derived class. In this example, there are two base class, that is, one is the vehicle and second class is the four-wheeler. And by using these two classes, we are deriving a class that is a car. Let's see the detailed definition of this program. First, here we are defining a first base class, that is a class vehicle. How to define a base class? First class, that is by using a class keyword, we are defining a one base class, that is a vehicle. Class and class name. Our first base class name is an vehicle. Then in the class definition, we are simply creating a one constructor. In that constructor, we are displaying a message that is, this is a vehicle. Then after completing the class definition, after completing the first base class definition, we are creating another one base class, that is a four-wheeler. That another or second base class name is the four-wheeler. How to define that class? By using the class keyword, class, and after the class keyword, here we are writing the class name. Our second base class name is the four-wheeler. Then in that class definition, we are going to create one constructor, that is a four-wheeler, and in that constructor, we are simply displaying the message, this is a four-wheeler vehicle. These are the two base class. First one is the vehicle and second class is the four-wheeler. After completing the definition of two base classes, here we are creating or here we are deriving a derived class, that is a car, from two base classes that are vehicle and four-wheeler. Here we are creating or we are deriving a class car from two base classes vehicle and four-wheeler. How to define the subclass? By using the multiple inheritance. First, we want to use the class keyword. After the class keyword, there is an subclass or the derived class name. Then after that, there is an colon operator. After colon operator, here we are using the access mode or visibility mode of the base class 1. The base class name is the vehicle. Then here in this example, there are two base classes. So each class is separated by the comma. Here we are using the comma for separating the two different classes. Then again we are defining a visibility mode for the second base class, and after that we are writing a second base class name. Then after that, here we are writing the body for the subclass. Then we are writing a main function. In the main function, we are simply creating the object of a subclass or derived class. You remember that always in the main function, you are creating the object of a subclass or the derived class. Here we are creating the object of a class car. That means obj is an object of an class car. When we are creating the object of a subclass, then it will invoke the constructor that is defined in the base classes. So when you are going to execute this program will display the output as first it will display this is an vehicle, because when the object of a class is created, at that time the constructors defined in the base classes are called. For here we are defining first a vehicle class. So the constructor defined in the vehicle class is first called. So it will display the message as this is vehicle. After that it will display the message as this is a four-wheeler vehicle. Then second class is called four-wheeler, and in that four-wheeler we are writing the constructor for the four-wheeler class, and that constructor displays the message as this is a four-wheeler vehicle. So it will display the message as this is a four-wheeler vehicle. In this program, how multiple inheritance is achieved? We know that for the multiple inheritance there is an multiple base classes are exist, and from that multiple base classes we are deriving only one single class. So here in this example there are two base classes as vehicle is an first base class, and another one second one base class is an four-wheeler. And by using these two classes we are deriving a class car. So this is an example of multiple inheritance. And in the main function you are creating the object of a derived class or the subclass. Here in this example we are creating the object of a class car. When we are creating the object for a class car, then it automatically calls the constructors of a base classes, because the inheritance provides the facility of code reuse. It automatically called. Here we are defining a inheritance. So here the class car means a subclass or the derived class automatically calls the data members, functions or the constructors or the properties written in the base class. Here we are deriving a one derived class from the multiple base classes. We know that in the inheritance is a process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of its parent object automatically. So whenever we are going to create an object of a subclass, then it will automatically acquires all the properties and the behaviors of the parent class object. So when we are going to create the object for a subclass car, then at that time it automatically calls the all the properties and behaviors of a parent class vehicle and four-wheeler. This is an multiple inheritance. In today's lecture, we were seeing that the different types of inheritance. In that, there we are going to study the two types of inheritance. That is, first we were discussed about the single inheritance. In the single inheritance, there is an only one single base class is exist, and from that one base class we are deriving a one subclass or one derived class. Then after that we were seeing that another type of inheritance, that is multiple inheritance. In the multiple inheritance, there are multiple base classes are exist, and from that multiple base classes we are deriving a single derived class. This type of inheritance we called as a multiple inheritance. Okay, thank you.